Go.
This would be for the board meeting of September 11th minutes. When you're ready, I will
Move to accept presented.
we have a motion to accept them as written.
I'll second that.
We have a second. Do we have any questions about it? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now, the special board meeting from September 21st, we had a chance to read this. If so, I'd entertain a motion to accept them.
Move to accept presented.
Second, anybody?
Have a second.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Have you had a chance to look at the agenda? If so, we have a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed likewise? Motion carried. At this time, we have time for public comment on agenda items. We have time for public comment on the agenda items at this time.
I have a quick question. It's on the, board meeting minutes from the special meeting, unless it's gonna get brought up with the insurance claim. Says on there about the insurance claim. Will we be talking about that tonight? Did they approve it?
We'll be talking about it.
Okay, thank you.
That'll be in the clerk's report.
Perfect.
Any more discussion? Okay, we'll move on to the supervisor's report. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to give a report. And there's something. Guess I don't have much to say. What's going on behind the scenes that we don't talk about. They, was able to talk to the guy about the, playground equipment that's going in over, across the road. Very impressed with the gentleman. He's quite a nice guy. Should be done soon. That's about all I have to say.
Has he started it?
He gave us a 3-week lead time a week ago, so she's got more information on that. She's been keeping in touch with him. And that's all I have to say about that. And the treasurer's report?
In the general fund, we had a beginning balance of $650,991.71. We had $75,086.63 in debits and $504.77 in credits, which gave us an ending balance. That's a misprint. You can't start with the same balance that you end with. You're gonna have to correct that and get an update. I apologize. In the ARPA fund, we had a beginning balance of $123,773. We had debits of $26,885 with credits of $42.22, giving us an ending balance of $96,960.93. In the cemetery trust CD at the Community First Credit Union. We had a beginning balance of $703.61 and an ending balance of $704.53. In the Community First Fire Equipment CD, we had a beginning balance of $34,003.25 and an ending balance of I'm stumbling over myself tonight. We had an ending balance of $34,045.36. In the Fifth Third CD, which is for the general fund, we still aren't receiving statements on that yet, but we do have a balance of $107,552.77. The Independent Bank Cemetery Trust CD, we had an ending balance of $9,757.94. At the Independent Bank Cemetery Trust CD, we had an ending balance of $4,373.89. The Independent Bank Cemetery Trust CD, we had a ending balance of $4,564.36. For the tax checking account at Community First Credit Union, we had a beginning balance of $131,837.24. We did $62,655.31 in debits and $1,009,079.55 in credits. We had an ending balance of $1,078,261.48. We have a sub-tax checking account there, which had an ending balance of 72 cents. It was combined into the base account. We have an admin fee account at the Community First Credit Union. We had an ending balance of $3,188.88. And we have a special assessment account at the Community First Credit Union with an ending balance of $125.47. With that, we're going to leave our general fund at the Community First Credit Union, but we are going to move our tax account from the Community First Credit Union because there's been several occasions where we've made deposits, and instead of it going into the tax account, it goes into the general fund, and those accounts really need to be kept separate at all times. The tax account is an in and out account. There's typically not much money in there, even though it looks like there's $1 million in there right now. That it's dispersed out every 15 days to all of the other municipalities. So Mercantile Bank is willing to give us a free scanner that we can have here at the township. So when taxes are collected, we can scan those checks in immediately. It'll leave less room for error. So we will be moving the tax account to the Mercantile Bank. Does anybody have any feedback on that on the board? Any questions as to why?
I think it's a great idea to move it, to keep it separate, especially since,
It's not an account that holds much money for any length of time.
Where's Mercantile?
There's one in Greenville and one in Belton.
There's one in Howard City.
And one in Lake, yeah, one in
Lake-
Lakeview as well, and I believe one in Howard City. So they're going to give us a scanner, which will be nice because we can deposit checks then from right here.
It looks like we've already had an account there at one time.
We did have an account there at one time. That's all I have to say.
well, I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as written.
Or
We have a motion and support. Are there any more questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passed. Bills are on the back of the agenda.
Support. Okay, we'll move.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll be wearing it out.
Motion carried. Work.
Okay, clerk's report for this month is, just want to remind everybody that the civil infraction and nuisance ordinances are in effect. They went in effect on October 2nd. Back on the table is a complaint form for blight or anything else, whatever delights you that would fall underneath those ordinances, or you can request one via email, and it is also on the website as well. Generator update. After locating the gas leak, because we had the gas turned off here for 2 weeks, when they tried pressure testing, they couldn't find it. They had to crawl around and they found 2 leaks in a gas line going to a heater in the garage that was above the plow truck where it sits. That has been, the pipe has been cut off and capped, so we'll have to discuss that at a later date and time. But the generator is up and running and is fully functional. And it will test run once a week. It'll come on, and right now it's calibrated to do that on Wednesdays at 10:30 in the morning, but they're gonna switch it to Monday afternoons when Susan and I have office hours, just to make sure that everything is functioning properly. But everything is going great on that. Surveys of the township properties will start this week, I believe in Coral Park on Wednesday. Just waiting, because that was the last date he'd given me. The other thing is Parker Ernst is scheduled to come and camera down all the drains, because there's no toilets or sinks or anything in right now. That was a recommendation from Richard Septic, as he was here, located the tanks. He'll be out in the next 2 weeks to dig up the tank lids, look at those, pump them out, and put risers on, so we don't have to play where's the septic tank goose egg hunt out there anymore. The Montcalm MTA meeting is October 17th, and it's going to be at the new Road Commission building in Stanton. So if any of you guys want to go, I need your RSVPs by tomorrow, because they need to know for dinners. I already have a list of some of the people, but if you're thinking you want to go next Tuesday, please let me know by tomorrow morning. In your packet of stuff, you also have information on MTA conference is April 22nd through the 25th, 2024, sorry. In the Grand Harbors Resort, registration opens in January. So if you're thinking about attending, wanted to give you those dates, heads up, so you knew that. Also, clerk school is for Susan and I, is March 17th through the 22nd in Mount Pleasant. Just wanted to throw that out there, that we plan to attend that week, year 2 for both of us. And elections.
Oh, while we were talking about that, did you find it profitable to go to the,
Yes, I did, and I brought a paper to see if you guys will pay for me to be able to do more schooling online.
okay,
So yes, I did.
very beneficial, isn't it?
Yes, it was very beneficial. I was really glad I went.
Yes.
So, and then elections, we're planning on a February 27th presidential primary, an August primary, and November general election. There is some training coming up next Tuesday, but I don't know if Susan and I will be able to attend, because it is north of Harris is the closest place for us to go. But they'll be doing other trainings. I did invite the Board of Elections to host a hands-on training here for Mecosta, Montcalm counties, for all the townships involved, because we have so many new clerks in Montcalm County. But that wouldn't be until possibly January or beginning of February, which frightens me, because they're doing a lot of changes to our qualified voter file right now. But that is kind of it. Elections are ramping up, and we're getting ready for that, because it's going to be a lot of adventures. So there's my clerk's report for this month. Any other questions for me, for anything going on? Again, there's no bathrooms, there's no water out here. We'll try to keep it brief. So if you have to go potty, I'm sorry. Don't know what to tell you.
So you want to tell them what we did to the floor?
So the floor is, after our last meeting, we had another contact that does epoxy flooring. DC Building Services came and quoted this. They were significantly less than the quote that we had looked at. This is a clear epoxy coat. They pulled up all the tile. ground it down, and then applied their epoxy coating in here. This is food safe, great for food prep areas. This is the same flooring that is used at Turk Lake Bar. It's at Tamarack Sports, it's at GTW Welding in Greenville. And they started on a Tuesday and had it done by Friday. So they did a pretty fantastic job.
How much money did you save?
The original quote for the other epoxy solution was $35,000. This was just under $13,000.
Nice.
So,
Good job.
with that being said, we do have a quote for, after having Amble Electric come and put the electric boxes inside the wall, since we're gonna have to tear out that drywall. I have a quote that you guys have been emailed to get this building insulated, which it does not have any insulation. That's the reason why the furnace runs so much and it gets cold in here, so.
These outside walls.
Yes, it would be spray foam on the inside of all the exterior walls, especially the bathroom. I don't know how the bathrooms haven't. If you go in the men's room, there is zero insulation, you can see daylight. To do that, and then to put an additional 10 inches of cellulose up top. And to, because there's only 6 inches up there right now, and to also put a cellulose blown in back there, and they would put drywall up for a ceiling in the back.
What about that door with the big gap, was that ever fixed?
Yes, there's a brand new door back there, and that's being finished right now.
Cool.
And then these 2 doors will be fixed as well. JD Builders had quoted that in part of the thing that we had already approved last month. So that will be coming as well, get that sealed up. The critters are dying around here. Four Seasons has been here, and there was a dramatic amount of activity on the outside traps. They were all completely empty, and there are 8 of them around the building. So obviously something's coming and having a snack, and there was only a couple of them that had a little bit of activity on them, and one of them was at that door where the big crack was where critters could get in. Thought we're getting that taken care of. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, like I said, we have the quote for the insulation, and since we save so much on the flooring, we can afford to get the insulation done. And actually, you know,
Did you say they were done with the floor?
yes,
Yeah. Well,
we
What
did
is
not
that?
do the kitchen.
that's just dirt.
Oh, the smeary thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't
Uh,
look, okay,
That's dirt.
okay, all right, I didn't know, it just.
Yeah.
That's
Looks like
drywall
dust,
dust.
yeah.
That's
That's
drywall
only
dust
been-
from taking it out.
It's only been slightly, I did very little cleanup for you people.
So, to me, it looked like they missed a spot when they were
No,
doing their.
No, that's from the machine that we
Okay.
used to clean up part of it, and
Okay.
That's
Yep.
just sand. I
So-
know what that is.
it
We
was,
haven't had good success with getting a janitor, so.
well, my husband has been playing the role of
He has been
janitor
doing
for Middle Valley
it, he
Township
has
for,
been doing it for nothing, so.
exactly,
We
so.
appreciate that.
What about the roof there, was that ever addressed, where it leaked in so bad?
Oh, you mean this corner over here?
Yeah.
I mean, we can skip ahead on, I mean,
That's farther down the,
it's under new business.
Yeah.
Okay.
and we'll
So-
get to that. Yep.
New business number 1, that will address that.
Okay,
So that's my clerk's report. Any other questions, concerns about the? anything
no,
else
you're doing a
going?
great job,
Yep.
how about that?
So is Susan.
Hmm?
So is Susan.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, oh, amazing.
Couldn't do it without my right hand.
Okay, we got a report from the county commissioner, he's not here. Report from the planning commission.
Well, we, had our special meeting a couple days ago, for the campground out there on Black Road, I think it is. We had some of their people stop in, Mike Russell, Patricia, Richard, Jim Wheeler, and I would butcher their last name, so it's Sherry and Randy. Yes. And, we just got some paperwork from them, on the actual original special land use, so, something's gonna have to happen with that, we're gonna have to make another special meeting up for them. we tabled it until we can get some more information on, it, so we'll have to set up another meeting for it. Also, I see that there was something in last month's minutes about the, gravel, the resolution for the gravel and stuff like that.
You mean at the special meeting that we had?
Yeah,
We did the resolution to maintain local control?
Yes, now is that something we're gonna wanna work on an ordinance on, or?
At some point, I'm sure that we will, but I think we haven't really discussed what the next steps would be as far as, looking at that, because like probably short-term rentals will be the next thing that we would need to look at. And
Is that something we're gonna wanna do before our January meeting? That's what we're trying to figure, if we wanted to do a November meeting to work on anything.
that's up to you guys. If you, I mean, I don't know how the rest of the board feels, but I mean, because that's part of what
You're
the
gonna
state is
wanna,
looking at
I'm
is.
sure,
Yeah,
some
they're
sort of
looking at
a
that.
ordinance
I'm-
on them.
If you're willing to jump into it, I see no reason why to delay it.
Well, yeah, why
Yeah.
not look at a few other ordinances
Yeah.
around the area and see if we can figure
Go ahead.
something out? I mean, we've tried to do good for the rest of them, so.
Yep, knock it out of the park.
And I do have some sample ordinances from other townships here in Michigan that have short-term rental.
Okay,
I have already got some of them.
thank you.
We're trying to keep up with you. Other than that, I think that pretty much covers everything we did.
Are you picking a date for that special meeting then?
Yeah, we can pick a date for it then, I believe.
Remember Denny said he wasn't available the first,
Yes.
but
Dennis
it doesn't
doesn't,
have to be the first Thursday though. She said,
But-
he said it doesn't have to be Thursday.
Well, we can
Denny,
just make
Denny
that up.
Delaney can't,
Well, I realize that.
he can't be there when we're doing the short-term rental.
Well, as far as
Oh,
the planning commission, you guys can discuss that among
Yep,
yourselves,
yep.
but not at our meeting.
We tried. We tried to discuss it at ours. We were told we had to bring it to
Keep
yours.
moving around, keep it going.
That's all I
So
got,
moving
thank you.
forward,
Okay, thank you very much.
They're gonna propose our solar.
Yes,
our
yeah,
solar
for the
ordinance,
solar.
because
Yeah,
you guys had your public hearing, and there
Yep.
was no public outcry.
There was a nice letter from the
Yeah.
county planning
And
commission.
I
on
say
it.
all of you
I thought
guys
that
got the
was
letter
very
from
nice.
the county
Yeah,
planning
very
commission
Complimentary.
Yep,
on that, so at this time, I would like to make the motion to adopt the resolution to adopt the, zoning ordinance regarding solar energy systems that was sent to you guys, that the PC has worked on and had the public hearing.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Is there any more discussion on this? I think we need a roll call vote on this. Okay. There's no discussion. Lee?
Yes.
Miranda?
Yes.
Tim? Andy?
Yes,
I'll say yes too, so that's unanimous.
okay.
thank you.
Very good solar. Keep it up.
And Miranda, I should ask you, are we using a different last name now?
You need to bring your
Congratulations.
Marco. Yay!
I wanted to make sure I was documenting your name correctly.
You have to make her a new nameplate.
Yes, that will have to be, make a new nameplate. Okay. All right, perfect.
Okay, that's good. We have our zoning administrator here. Okay, we won't have a report from him. Report from community center. Andy?
Well, we pretty much already covered it.
Yeah.
No
So-
rentals.
No rentals, clearly.
Oh, that's when you were gonna talk about what you're doing here?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. We jumped the gun, that's okay.
Yeah.
We got it done,
I'm just a little excited, because it's pretty cool.
so, it is.
Fire board, Tim?
Okay, the only thing to report there is the first tender truck's been moved into build,
Oh,
so that's good.
that's big.
second one's right behind it, so they've moved into the phase of putting them together, which is good.
Nice.
That's it, 6 runs total in my entire area. Last month it was quiet.
That's
Good
nice.
too.
That's good.
Julianne's not here? What's with the,
No cemetery printing, as far as cemeteries going, we're just working with Sims, the drone imagery, they're working on mapping. And I've been having to, scan a couple things to send to them for clarity, but they're working on putting all the maps together, and that's where we're at right now, so.
It's in their court.
It's all in their court.
okay, that's it for the reports. Old business, we have, lots of bids on the plow truck. How are we gonna do this? You want me to open them out, or can I pass them out?
You can open them.
I'm gonna open them all.
There you go.
We have,
How about I open Dan and slide it to you to take it out?
I would love
I'll
that.
do that.
There we go.
Good. How many of them are there? How many bids are there?
17.
We have 17 bids on the
Nice.
plow truck.
Yay.
So,
Wow.
hopefully we,
Well, look at that assembly line. You could have pulled the envelope off, Tim.
You just pull the envelope off and hand it to the bid.
okay, I'm gonna announce these as I get them, okay?
That's fine. So,
I have one for $37.50.
Look at that
you want
efficiency.
to pass them to me and then I'll number them as we go. So.
Okay. I have one for $32.75.
Do you feel left out, Lee?
How's that?
You want to number them, Lee? I mean, we can do
I
that.
have one for $55.25.
Wow.
Wow.
There we go. Not giving any names. We have one for $1,500. He's so far off. I have one for $42.89. One for $1,500. Have one for $2,000. We have one for $1,000. We have one for $1,500, no one. $1,500, faster. $2,500. $1,500. $3,900. $4,100. $2,550. $1,502.
I wanted to beat that 1,500.
$5,550. That's it.
55-50 wins.
So, this is proof that it matters where you advertise, because we couldn't get anybody to, what was the high bid there?
So the high bid is
55-50.
$55.50, the last one.
$55.50.
What?
She put it on
I
Marketplace.
put it on Marketplace.
And,
After we didn't get any bids
we
in
didn't,
September,
yeah, we
I
didn't,
just put an ad on Marketplace and put some hashtags of square body Chevy, plow truck, I mean, and that's where
that's
most
how
of
we
them
advertise, yep.
came. So I told them I would message them all or email them back
With who?
with what the
Whether
bid
they
was
did.
and whether they were the bright shiny owner of a 1984 Chevy diesel. So,
I entertain a motion that we accept the high bid of $55.50 for the plow truck.
Second?
Motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Well done. Well done.
I don't know if we have to add that, or should we add that we will take the second highest bidder so that Andy can sell it?
Okay.
If for whatever reason the
We
first
can do
highest
that.
bidder,
You wanna add that to the
Yeah.
motion? Are you okay with that, Lee?
Yeah.
just so that we don't have to wait until another meeting.
Very good.
And how, should I give them like a 10 days to pay, or,
I think 10 days is sufficient.
because we still gotta figure out, I may need your guys' signatures, because the title is in the township's name. Dan's gonna have his wife look into if Dan just signs as the supervisor, or if I have to have a letter from the township board with all of our signatures, since we're all elected officials,
So can we do that without having another meeting? Can we arrange that so we can, if we have to have all the signatures together?
Yeah, I can just come and get signatures from you guys, so,
Okay. I just wanna make sure that we don't violate the,
yeah.
Why not prepare and just have a letter anyhow, and while you're here tonight, yet you guys, or everybody.
Well,
We
that's
don't
something have
actually
to
know
have.
that we need
don't know
that.
if we need it, so,
Yeah.
but I don't have it typed up either, so.
Cool.
Why not, Andy?
I don't know. Okay, yeah.
Read that back.
The motion was by Franson, seconded by Thornhill to accept the bid of the highest of $5,550. And if they don't pay within 10 days, then the bid will go to the next highest bidder.
Beautiful. Okay, a little unconventional, but we're good, eh?
And at that point, if it goes to them, it'd be $5,525.
So it's only $25 less.
That's correct.
What if the second guy's nicer?
I don't really
I'm
care.
just kidding. Just
Don't
kidding.
know, don't care.
Anyway, moving on. Amble Electric quote. We have a quote for lights for the generator and the Coral Park. We don't have any lights around the new generator, and the lights in the Coral Park are not functioning.
No, they are not.
So we thought they were, but then
It is.
it got dark out. And we found that it wasn't. Yeah, it's LED lights for both, and they'll both be the same light,
Yes.
right? It's under the envelope. So do I have any discussion, or do we have a motion on that?
We would hire M Electric to put the generator on.
Okay, we have a second? We have a second from Tim. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Oh, opposed? Motion carried. I heard 4 voices. This is less than I usually hear. MBT Cleanup Day, Saturday, October 14th. This is gonna be a good time. You all better be there. And I have something here. You wanna explain this to them? What we're gonna do?
It's right on top.
Oh, yeah, there it is. We want to serve hot dogs. As the people are here coming and going, we had so much fun with the one we had this spring. And, we have a gentleman that said he would cook them, so, we have a proposal for doing that. And this is really, really a conservative price, I think.
I'd say Susan put together what
Yeah,
you
Susan.
requested, so
Yeah, so,
the proposal is there for you guys to review.
Yeah.
Decide if you wanna do it or
if,
not.
yeah, if you guys are, up for it, I've always been looking for ways to, the community to enjoy each other. And it's not, a cup of coffee and a hot dog's always a good deal.
I think
So-
it's a great idea.
Okay? Anybody else?
That's a good way to get involved in community attack.
I would entertain a motion then that we authorize the ladies to go ahead with this undertaking.
So moved.
I'll make, oh,
Okay, Lee makes the motion. Have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Miranda seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, this is gonna be, we had so much fun last time. We're just trying to enhance the fun a little bit. Okay. New business. You wanna explain the garage ceiling, claim that we did there, Andy?
So, when I took down the paneling, we discovered the mold in the corner there, and I called our insurance company and asked about the roof leak, because there was a roof leak last year that was fixed. And when I was inquiring about it, I asked them, I said, was the interior supposed to have been fixed at the same time? And because, you know, if you've gone in the garage lately, the garage ceiling is falling down.
It's caved in.
Yes, it's caved in from the water damage. They then forwarded me the email where Mr. Schwant, after his term of service was up and he was no longer in office, told them to close the claim, that the township had made the repairs interior themselves. And I said, well, he was not authorized to do that. We didn't know anything about this because we were already sworn in as board members. And of course, they didn't know that at the time. But they sent an adjuster out. The adjuster came out and looked at everything and said, yes, this was still from all the water damage. And they sent us the quote. Sorry, I don't have it right in front of me. Anyway, long story short, he came out, did that, and said, yes, that they will cover it under insurance. JD Builder was, happened to be out there, not that one, I wanted the email, there we go. So the total that they will, for the replacement value that they will pay is $11,616.26. So they gave us a payment already of $8,878.40 to get the work started. And then as soon as everything is completed, then we will get the additional $2,737.86. Again, like I said, I had, John was out here from JD Builders. He threw this quote together so that I had it for the insurance adjuster because they were moving at a breakneck pace. Because they said they would open the old claim back up since they didn't know that they were speaking with somebody who wasn't authorized to speak for the township. So if you'd like more quotes, please feel free to contact somebody or, fantastic. I just was telling you guys that we've already received the one payment from the insurance. It's just sitting there. So then when we decide who we'd like to go with, then we can make those appropriate decisions.
Did you get a quote?
No,
Oh,
I made it today. I got back in the
Yes.
office today, read the emails and made a call.
Okay,
is he interested?
Pardon me?
Is the other party interested in?
Yes.
quoting it?
Yep.
Okay,
perfect.
He will be contacting you.
excellent,
That's fine.
excellent.
I just wanted to let you guys know where we were at with that, so that will be covered, majority of it will be covered under insurance depending on what bid we go with. So
Thank you.
that's
Appreciate it.
what I wanted you guys to know about. So.
Good.
Same with the next thing, Coral Park updates, you guys have in your packet is when JD Builders was out here, we looked at the pavilion across the street, it does need a roof, so I had him go ahead and give that so that we could perhaps get another quote on that as well, so we can start looking at that information, get that
Can you
fixed,
quote both of them?
Yes.
and that's.
That'd be good. Thank
That's
you.
what I was gonna ask you is that, but, update as far as park equipment goes for, that Braxton gave us a date of October 16th through the 18th, depending on the weather, to get it installed. He does have a used mat, I don't even know what to call it, but it's the thing that holds all the rubber stuff, and then he did not have a quote at this time for the rubber millings. He was working on that today. So I will hopefully have more information on that ASAP. But that is for all updates for the park.
Yes. Something we wanna kick around is, we'd like to put together a celebration, December 9 or 10 this year. Kind of an open house for, you wanna explain that a little more?
What you would like to do. So we want to do a community celebration, kind of have an open house, have the board members here. Once everything gets done, have, cider,
A party for the town.
donuts, whatever, kind of celebrating what's going on. Have an
And,
open forum, so if people want to come and talk to board members or just come and see the facility and see what we've done.
we haven't put together everything we're gonna do with that yet.
But ideas or suggestions would be
Do we have
welcome.
pictures with Santa?
Sure.
Yes! I love you, Miranda.
I play Santa at the library.
see
don't do
Santa
anything
right there.
Hey, I'm gonna be Mrs. Claus the weekend
There you
prior,
go.
so,
Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
that's right.
Who do you do, who's the Santa Claus with you?
my dad or my husband.
Oh, there you go.
So we do it every year in
That'd be a
Lakeview.
beautiful thing.
So usually my husband does the cold parade, because my dad's like, no, I'm not going out there, but then my dad will do.
You know, maybe your dad could be Santa Claus and your husband could be Buddy the Elf.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I do know someone that does do
Funny.
Santa and
I love
Mrs.
you.
Claus, though, if you're interested, I can get you their information.
So, yeah,
She
Cool.
beautiful Mrs. Claus.
So just something that we wanna think about coming
so
up.
if you guys have ideas or thoughts,
Yep.
what would you, let's kick it around so we can get
We
something in
want,
mind.
we only got 2 meetings between now and then, it's not too early to think about it.
Maybe some kind of music.
I was gonna say,
Oh, yes, go ahead. Why don't we do that during public comment? If that's all.
Yeah, that's
business,
pretty much it, yeah,
Anybody else
that's-
have anything they want to bring up? No? Okay, how we doing on time?
Fantastic.
Oh, we haven't got to public comment. Time for public comment. Steve, what do you got?
Go ahead.
This is the,
Wait a minute, why am I getting volunteered?
because you speak well in under pressure.
Oh, okay, October 21st is trunk or treat. Mr. Steve Kane and
5 to 8, apple.
5 to 8.
Cider, hot dogs, candy, I don't know what else she's getting. But
Yeah, I'm not sure what else Katie was having, but they're gonna have trunk or treat.
Whatever you want, open to public.
21st?
where?
21st.
Coral Park.
At what time?
Yeah.
5 to 8.
5 o'clock
In
to
the
8
Coral Park.
o'clock in the Coral
It's a
Park.
Saturday.
Okay,
It's not during the Michigan game, is it?
Also on Halloween. The
What's
church
that?
is doing hot dogs.
the
Church
church,
is also doing a trunk or treat
Sweet.
on Halloween. The church does hot dogs.
Which
at
church?
the pavilion. The church in Truman.
St. Thomas? St. Thomas?
St.
Okay.
Thomas.
St.
Super
Thomas
cool.
does it. Very nice.
Is that on actual
I think
Halloween?
it's actually on Halloween.
Halloween, okay.
That's a Lutheran church, right?
Yes.
That's very cool. Martin Luther nailed the 99 thesis on the door of Wittenberg Chapel on October 31st.
Well, so you said that was at the
1560.
pavilion?
I think it's at the
Pavilion?
pavilion, yeah. They did it last year. It's just word of mouth, they don't really.
Okay.
There is a Facebook thing now.
Okay. So I did see it there too.
Thank you. Any more public comments? Yes, sir.
Yeah, on this nuisance
Yeah.
complaint form, a week ago, I called the county sheriff, 'cause that's what I was told to do, didn't know nothing about this. So how's the township gonna have any teeth with this, is my question.
That was a good thing to come up with. We should talk about that.
Well, yes,
Can I finish? Because the sheriff
Yeah.
doesn't really have any power.
Nothing.
no,
It's just a slap on the wrist.
Yep. That's why we,
Walking around in a circle, nothing gets done, so, how is the township gonna have any more teeth?
so that's why we put together our civil infraction code on the special meeting when we did that. We have a gentleman, what's his credentials?
he is a current Kent County Commissioner. He is a former code enforcement officer from Kent County, and he owns property in Maple Valley Township.
And
And
was
he was a Kent County Sheriff, I believe.
So
So-
not gonna do anything much.
So, no,
That's irrelevant to different counties.
so
Well-
what it is,
let us finish. So, we want to.
he will be our enforcer, okay?
Enforcer of the codes, which means he would be the one writing the citations.
Under whose authority?
Our ordinance,
The other authorities of our,
of our nuisance and
township.
civil infraction ordinance.
Montcalm,
No, Maple Valley.
Maple Valley.
Maple Valley.
He
and
would
so
only
then-
be Maple Valley Township. That would be the authority he has.
And so that, if you read the infraction code that we have, civil infraction, there's 2 steps. Don't do that. Two steps, and then the third step, if it's not cleaned up, we have the authority under our civil infraction to clean it up ourselves and charge back to the owner of the property. Okay, so, and then that will be the way that we're gonna do it.
So what's the purpose of the ticket then?
To give him time,
So there's no monetary value to that ticket then?
Yes, there is.
yeah, there
There
is.
is.
Yes, there is.
What's the procedure then to collect payment on that?
That is something that we would be able to have the sheriff do because our ordinance gives them the power to
The
collect.
county sheriff?
Yes. That is why we had our attorney draw it up, so that we have more teeth in it because they don't have anything at the county level.
And the county's aware of this? Because like I said, I talked to the sheriff last week and he was about as lost as anybody I've ever talked to. About
I know.
ordinance.
That's true.
That's what they have.
The ordinance just went into effect October 2nd, so that's why he probably doesn't know about it.
Okay, fair enough.
So-
I'm just curious because it's
But yeah, thank you, we should,
something
probably
needs
have
to
it
be done
done.
around here.
It does have to start at the township level though, so in the sense that that complaint form has to be turned into the township, and the township has to initiate the process, not the county, no.
But prior to this, we were told
They-
that we had to call the county.
That's
Because
correct.
this township relinquished that duty to the county.
They had done that, yes.
So that's the reason I called the sheriff to begin with. And I'd like to say too, I appreciate this to be anonymous because the trickle down effect in this town is
Oh, yeah.
terrible. So I would like to thank whoever drew this up, that this is anonymous because the sheriff will not file a report without your information.
Just remember, that's for the county sheriff, it is open to anybody that pays for the assistance, and you will not be anonymous anymore.
The same thing if it has to go to court, there has to be a complaint, and then it would not be anonymous.
So this is still going to be to the point where it could be
Well,
public information.
Public record.
Some of it could be correct.
But not the person complaining, because this,
If they don't give us their information, I can't force them to write their name down on the
Yeah.
complaint.
That's all.
Yeah.
But they go
Yeah.
to court.
because it is the township that is coming against the property owner. It's not the person himself.
Sure, okay.
They're just filing a complaint with the township,
So then we have
And we
the
have-
knowledge, and then we can send our code enforcement officer out
and we take it from there.
and take it from there.
So your name's on it, not the person's name.
That is
So
correct.
the complaint is from the township.
The
That is
complaint is the township,
So if it goes to court, township goes?
The township goes.
township does, yeah.
That's okay.
Do you have more of those forms?
Oh, we're gonna be busy.
Lord.
That's what we gotta do, though, that's what we gotta do.
Yep.
That's what's gotta be done.
Do we have to pay our code enforcer to go every time?
I'm sorry,
Do we have to pay our code enforcement officer?
we haven't worked that out with
We're
him.
working on that right now.
Yes, we're working on it, but this is, he comes highly recommended, some people that know him. He is stern but graceful. Okay, so we don't wanna destroy people, we just want the law upheld properly.
We want
So-
our community to look better.
Huh?
We want our community to look better.
Yes, yeah, that's what we want, yeah. So,
Thank you.
this is gonna be a good, this is a new thing for us, so don't beat us over the head if we screw up a time or two. We we have a desire, and we really wanna get this to move forward, just to create a beautiful area for us to live. any more comments? Yes, sir.
Any update on graveling of the cemeteries driveways?
I don't.
No, because we were waiting on one more quote, so,
He's not returning calls.
He's not returning calls?
all right, well then we will have to
We'll move
We'll
forward.
have to
Either
probably
too busy or whatever, but
move forward.
Any update on Pearson Park? I see nothing on the agenda tonight talking about it. We talked about it last month. And we were
Yes.
discussing it.
Dan, that kind of came to propose an idea.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it goes along with this. What about a Parks and Rec committee to help you guys out? There's a lot going on, you guys got a lot going on, if you had a Parks and Rec committee and one appointed person that would talk to you and kind of deal with some of these, like these small questions, there's a lot of people that are asking questions about. He's talking probably
Yeah.
more legality.
I just wondered, last month you said you were gonna
Yeah.
talk about it. I see nothing on the paper talking about it.
I thought it would make
That's why I
it,
brought it up. No, go
Right.
ahead, ma'am. I'm
yeah, I
sorry.
just thought it would make it a little easier for you guys,
I agree with her, yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Get a committee, talk about it.
Yeah.
Right now, we're still at the phase of transferring the parks. We have the surveyor will be working, starting this week. He'll be surveying all the properties, and so that, we have to do that first before we start, the transfer system.
What's the transfer system?
Well, Ann has graciously agreed to sell the Peterson Park, so there's an exchange of money for $1 to the township. The township will gain property rights to that, and then we're gonna move forward with, hopefully, some, beautiful equipment and, some new, benches, and I would like to see a plaque put up in memory of, Mr. Peterson.
What about the back taxes that haven't been paid on the park?
we aren't gonna worry about that right now at this
Yeah.
meeting, please.
Yeah, we'll worry about that eventually.
So are we gonna go as far as the $10,000 budget as Coral Park is getting for?
There's $100,000 of ARPA money put aside for the parks.
Cause I live across the street from the park and I have a 3-year-old daughter that doesn't even have a swing to swing in.
I know.
Neither does
And,
Truva.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking
That's what
about.
he's talking about, the
Oh,
Truva,
okay, I
yeah.
don't know who it was.
It's time.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
step one was making it township property.
Yeah, that was,
Step two is allocating money to the property so we can actually develop it.
There is-
I've never had a problem with it for years.
yeah,
Always had a Trufa Park and Recreational Committee, we had a Coral. And then that kinda just went to the wayside. And now it's all like Coral.
no, it's not.
Well, we own Coral Park.
Ann and I have been
And-
doing have had some conversations, so it's not, you guys just don't see what's going on, okay? So it's not all Coral.
We got Christmas lights going up in Trufa.
We got
Exactly.
Christmas tree lights.
I'd rather the
We
trees.
have Christmas lights because 90% of them are in my house.
No, we're,
We do them every year.
Just ask.
They put them all on top of the phone.
is there any more public comment? I can talk to you afterwards if you want to. Yes, ma'am.
When the planning commission starts the short-term rental ordinance, do we have to come to you guys if we wanna add auxiliary dwelling units with that? Because that's something else that we need to get in there. Though, that is where, which is something I just learned this last week. Say you were gonna build a mother-in-law house on your property, you have to have an ordinance for that also, whether it's attached or detached. And we don't have anything in our ordinance on that. I do also have copies of some ordinances for that, but I'm just wondering what our procedure is if we have to come back to you guys. Cause we tried to set up a date for a meeting to start this, but we were told we had to bring it to the board first. So I'm wondering what our procedure is there, if we can just do them together, or, if we can go into it on that.
No, it's just-
Seems like two separate things.
Right, but I'm
One's
just
for
saying,
rental, one's for-
right, but if we get our
Work on 'em.
short-term rental, can we just
Yeah.
go into that, or do we need to come back for a board approval?
Oh, no, go ahead.
I think they definitely have to be two separate.
Yeah. two
Yes,
separate-
I
separate
didn't mean
things.
for them to be
Okay.
together.
Yeah,
You
not
guys-
to
Right.
combine.
You guys are free to write up a proposal of anything you wanna do for an ordinance.
Okay, well, we were told differently Thursday night.
Really?
And, yes,
Well, we gotta bring it to the board.
that we were told we had to bring it to the board first,
Really?
yes. And then this is what I was asking about when you asked, this back page, if the township would pay for me to continue training on the planning commission for learning stuff. Most of it's online. I will have to attend 2 classes, or like the retreat this last week that I did. And if I get it turned in, this last retreat will count as one of the 2 I had to do, and I'll get, credit for that.
Oh.
So if I turn this in after the meeting, is this something that the board would be willing to vote on to pay for it, or do I need to pay for it
personally think that
myself?
the more education we can give to the people that are working for the community, the better. That's my personal thoughts. I don't think we can spend money any better than to educate the people that are working for the township. So,
If we need a motion, I'm going to pay her for the meeting.
we need to know how much it
Yeah,
is,
I think we
probably.
should
It's,
do it.
What is your term? I'm kind of curious what the term is
Oh,
for in office. To see if the education is
Yeah.
appropriate for how long you're gonna be in office.
we're not gonna let her leave, so.
And it's $35 for the one-time enrollment. And then $100, I think it said, for the starting of the one class, and then each class would be
Most
after.
of those are already covered under all of the educational programs that we already pay for.
Oh,
Township, that you already have access to.
oh, perfect. I didn't know that. They just,
They're all online.
okay, can I get access from you on how to get there then to do
Yes,
it?
You already have an email address and everything set up.
Oh, perfect. All right, well, thank you.
As do everybody else.
Do I know?
Yes, as do everyone else.
Yeah, we pay for that.
Just as a
already.
reminder.
Just
Everybody else
to-
does too.
Everyone else does, on the board and the PC.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the email that they said John sent them, has the whole board looked at it?
Yes, it was sent to everybody. Would you like to see a copy of it? Yeah. Fantastic. Get with me after the meeting and I will get it to you.
The other part of mine, though, was to thank you for setting up the Google emails and phone messages so that they do transfer, so this doesn't happen again where board members aren't turning in their information. So thank you for doing that. That's gonna be beneficial in the years, many, many years to come.
I struggle with that Google Voice phone number.
Oh, it's not fun.
It's not fun at all. Sometimes it's attached to my computer.
Yeah.
Like 3 days later, I'll find out people called.
Yeah, it's a struggle, but it's a step in the right
Yes,
direction.
it is a step in the right direction. I just,
We will find the ultimate.
She set you up for?
For now, it's a step in the right
I
direction.
need help.
Oh, evidently I need to make a trip over there.
Okay, any more? Yes,
I'll make a
ma'am.
trip over and help.
I just wanted to go back to the Parks and Rec kind
Yes.
of committee. What would be the timeline? I know you have things going on in Truement, like to settle.
Yep.
What do you foresee the timeline being where we could possibly form a committee?
I didn't really,
We haven't talked about it, so honestly, there is no timeline. So,
ASAP,
I mean, yeah,
yeah, but I mean,
and I get,
yeah, I don't think it's.
you're welcome to put together it's your township, right? You're welcome to put together whatever you would like to do and present it to us.
Didn't you have,
Anytime
given
you
the
want to.
Tophet Chamber of Commerce
Anything
a
you want.
blessing for doing stuff in the park?
They don't want it.
Okay, so like
So
in
what
the
we did-
form of a proposal then?
We have seen proposals before that came,
Okay.
and,
we just appreciate them not being given to us that meeting and
No,
we
you're
don't
not
have
gonna
time
do it.
Yeah.
to review them
Review,
and not
yeah.
expect an
Absolutely.
immediate answer.
Absolutely.
Well, it was not presented in the greatest way of
yeah, that's true,
asking.
yeah.
I,
And then what we did is we found some music equipment for choral, and saved about $40,000, so that was a big thing. That was why we got Coral
There's
stuff.
still 90,000
There's still $90,000.
For play equipment?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
How was that I mean, I didn't go, I couldn't make it to all the meetings. How was it presented to you guys? Did somebody just, is it on like, how do they find it? Like marketplaces or used playground?
My wife did
Like,
it.
how did
I was
that-
saying, your wife found it.
My wife is a marketplace
So it was on
genius.
Marketplace you found it?
Yeah, she found.
And the gentleman that
and
we met
actually-
with,
yeah.
actually, that's part of what his company does, is they take down playground equipment.
So he could possibly find something.
That's
That's
correct.
what our,
And they install, right? That's what
That's
I heard you
correct.
say, right?
that's our plan.
General question, does anybody know, can we get a grant for something like this? For a
Well-
township play area?
But we've
We have
already got the
applied
money.
for some.
Oh, you already have the money?
We already have the money, it's
So
earmarked.
it's
It's just a matter of moving through the legality, and then we have this guy that does used equipment,
Okay.
and we're hoping to work with him, so.
We already mentioned about getting playground equipment for Trufit,
Okay.
but a couple people in the audience didn't like it because we didn't own the property yet. And they had a fit about putting stuff on property we did not own.
True.
So we'd already thought about it, but we had to put it on hold till
And,
the gallery.
So we move
and there's
forward.
a whole liability issue.
We're dotting our i's and crossing our t's.
Yes. Okay.
Well, that had been talked about, but a couple of people really complained, so.
Good, good discussion, thank you very much for
But they
bringing it
have
up.
been making progress with,
I mean.
they have a survey coming, so they're moving along with getting that handled.
What do you have, ma'am?
The Coral Community Center, that is actually a Maple Valley Community Center. Before you have your open house, could we change that to the Maple Valley Community Center instead of calling it the Coral Community Center? Since it's paid for with Maple Valley taxes?
Well, technically, our commercial kitchen license is in Coral Community Center. That is why we call it that.
We can't
And
put the
there are
name out front as something else?
Yeah, well, there are legalities that, the reason they call it the community center instead of the Maple Valley Center, as far as restrictions for what the building can be used for, separation, strict stake, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that's why it's called the community center. That was why they did it at the
I don't
beginning.
care if it's called the Community Center.
Coral.
I think Coral should be dropped off and it should be Maple Valley because
Yeah,
Maple Valley Township is paying for it.
yeah. That's the thing is, the township is an official government entity. Coral is not. So that's why they can get away with using it for more things than just
Okay,
the
I
township.
see what you're talking
You
about.
understand what I'm
Okay,
saying?
Okay, I think, yeah, I'm thinking of
So
getting
it's,
it now.
it is, everybody knows that the township owns it,
Well, yeah, I just thought
but
that the name should
we
reflect.
have to have the name like that so that we can expand the usage to other entities.
Okay, I catch up. I see what you're talking
That
about.
was why they did that,
Okay.
when they built it.
Yeah, I know it was I
It
know
was
you didn't
actually
have
built with
anything to do
township
it,
money,
but
so.
Yeah. Okay.
Any more questions? Yes, sir.
I got one on the planning commissioner about the public hearing, or the private hearing you guys had Thursday on the campground. With the special permit that you guys tried before us, is that going for other people that have Airbnbs on the lake? As long
I'll answer
as
this.
venues,
No,
that kind of thing?
that was for campground. That is
Just a
completely
special land use
separate.
permit.
But the Titans have Airbnb.
We do not have, that's what they're talking about right now, is
Short-term rental.
They're also called short-term rentals. That covers Airbnbs, VRBOs. We do not have any ordinances for that in our township at this time. And that is what the PC is going to start working on, is because that is a part of the local stuff that the state has threatened to take away from local.
And for the email for
They
that.
want this to control, the state wants to control it. So that is one of the things that they're looking at. With the
Yeah,
only thing
thanks.
that is in our ordinance currently is for bed and breakfasts, which are a different animal than Airbnb and a VRBO. apparently.
I thought it was the
You
14th.
serve a bagel, and you're a bread and breakfast, I don't know.
Somebody was something with the 9th. I think it was the 9th. It was
Any more comments? Good. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
But, just a minute.
We have a motion, we have a second, any questions?